It was 10:47 p.m. when I pushed open the door to my first house. A modest 3-bedroom with creaky hardwood, floors, and a stubborn front lock that only opened if you jiggled it twice to the left. The house still smelled faintly of fresh paint and possibility. Except possibility wasn't sitting on my couch. My parents were. They looked too comfortable. Dad leaning back with his shoes off. Mom perched like a queen with a cup of tea that definitely wasn't hers to pour. I blinked. Why are you here? My mom smiled sharp and satisfied. It's a family property now. I didn't argue. I just dropped my keys on the counter and replied almost cheerfully. Good to know. Family property comes with family bills. 2. The smirk flickered. Just for a second, let's rewind. Growing up, I was the independent one. Translation, the kid who bought her own car at 17 and learned to fix a leaky faucet because dad was too tired and mom was too busy. My parents have always treated money like monopoly cash as long as it wasn't. There's being spent, vacations on credit, cards, Christmas gifts that I later discovered were charged to my account because I'd benefited too. Cute, right? When I bought the house, they insisted on helping, which really meant showing up with mismatched curtains, offering unsolicited decorating advice, and joking, half joking that one day this will all be ours. I laughed it off back. Then, sarcasm is easier than confrontation, but the red flags, they've been waving since day one. My dad once tried to borrow my car for a week and returned it 6 months later with a dent in the bumper. My mom had this habit of calling anything she touched ours, my laptop, my savings, my college, apartment. So when she claimed the house was family property, I wasn't shocked, just insulted by the lack of creativity. That night after they left, because I very sweetly reminded them that trespassing is still trespassing, even when you've given birth to the owner. I sat at my kitchen table with a notepad. Plan A, change the locks. Plan B, change the bills. Plan C, change the narrative. It wasn't about the house. It was about boundaries. And if my parents wanted to play squatters, then I'd play landlord. I gathered every house related document, deed, mortgage statements, utilities. I stacked them neatly in a binder, color-coded tabs. Petty? No. Precise. Then came the symbolic gesture. I boxed up every knickknack they gifted me. The curtains, a floral lamp that gave off more heat than light. The throw, pillows embroidered with live, laugh, love, the true sign of psychological warfare. Each item went into a cardboard box labeled in black marker. Return to sender. 2 days later, 7 o'clock a.m. sharp. Those boxes were on my parents' front porch. I even rang the bell before, walking away, coffee in hand like a smug Amazon driver. Mom called at 7:05. Why are there boxes on our porch? Family. Property, right? I figured you'd want your share back. The silence was delicious, like biting into a chocolate bar you'd hidden from everyone else. That move opened the floodgates. The midnight call started first. We need to talk. Dad barked into phone. You're overreacting. I calmly replied. Then why are you the one awake at midnight? Click. Then came the family meddling. Aunt Linda showed up just to check in, and not so subtly suggested I let my parents have a room since they're older. and deserve comfort. I asked her if she'd like to give up her own master bedroom to them. She coughed and changed. The subject, financial sabotage, was. Their next move, Mom tried to reroute my utility bills to her email claiming family management. Unfortunately for her, I'd already added two-step verification, and every alert pinged my phone before hers. Every confrontation. And in the same way. Them louder me calmer. Them red-faced me amused. The more they tried to control, the more they unraveled. The breaking point came. One stormy Friday night, 11:32 p.m. The Ring doorbell chimed. I checked the camera. There they were, hoods up, flashlight in hand, trying to jiggle my front lock, subtle as a marching band. I called out through the speaker. Careful, Mom. That's a security camera, not a light switch. She froze. Dad muttered. Something about just checking if you were safe. I didn't bother opening the door. I just dialed the non-emergency police line. When the officers arrived, I handed over the footage with a polite smile. By morning, the entire neighborhood WhatsApp group had the clip. Titles varied. Parents from Hell, Squatters of the Year. When emptiness, nest syndrome gets violent. The humiliation was complete. They'd wanted a family property. Now the whole town knew the family circus. After that night, the call stopped. The meddling slowed, and my parents, bless their stubborn pride, haven't set foot in my house since. I repainted the living room. Soft gray, fresh start. Hung my own. Curtains, clean lines, no florals, no. Live laugh, love. Do I miss them? Dropping by uninvited? No. I miss my peaceless when I have it. The moral boundaries aren't announced. They're enforced calmly, firmly, with just the right amount of pettiness to make it sting. And as I sip coffee on my porch, these days I sometimes smile at the thought. Family property, sure, but only the part of the family that pays the mortgage